This bronze was made for Raja Raja when Europe was still languishing in the Dark Ages, incapable of producing anything that approached the beauty and technical accomplishment of this piece. It is the Lord of the dance, Shiva as Nataraja, simultaneously crushing the dwarf of ignorance underfoot, beating the drum of creation, unleashing the fires of destruction, and finally raising one hand in assurance, telling us to fear not. Near Tanjore, artists still create bronzes in exactly the same way as they did in the time of Raja Raja the Great. Ramalingam, a 7th-generation master bronze caster, prepares the wax figure for the first stage of this age-old process. After the figure has been shaped in wax by the master, mud from the banks of the sacred Kaveri River is packed around it. The mud cast is left to dry, then slowly heated until the wax melts completely. The hollow mold is now tough enough for the mixture of precious metals that will make up the image of the god. Copper, brass, tin, gold, and silver are melted together at temperatures reaching over 1,000 degrees centigrade and then poured into the mold and left to cool. Once cool, the mold is broken, revealing the icon that is then given finishing touches by Ramalingam's assistants. Every single bronze statue is a unique piece, intended to bring the people closer to God. Ramalingam says, the beauty of the classic bronzes of Raja Raja's time is because of their liberal use of gold. Nowadays, the temples that commission bronzes have much smaller budgets. Shiva as Nataraja, caught in a snapshot pose, dances the world into existence. The abandoned whirling of Shiva as he conquers the 3 demons was one of Raja Raja's favorite images. A temple without dancers would have been like a football team without cheerleaders. The whirling of the finest temple dancers, or Devadasis, accompanied worship. Without dancers, the god could not be expected to perform its role as the giver of blessings and the protector of the temple. A Devadasi, or servant of God, in the days of Raja Raja, was a member of a cultural elite. These beautiful women could dance, sing, act, compose poetry, and paint. In his many temples, Raja Raja supported tens of thousands of these brilliant women. But no golden age lasts forever. A new threat from the north, invading Muslim armies, brought an end to his dynasty. All over the south, in the tens of thousands of Hindu temples, desperate measures were being carried out. These Muslim invaders didn't just rob the rich and depart. They destroyed every Hindu image they could find, and if they couldn't destroy it, they defaced it. This Muslim army wanted to wipe Hinduism off the map of India. So Hindu priests hid precious idols. Bronzes covered with gold and diamonds were buried or locked in secret rooms. The bronzes were a prime target for the invaders, searching for jewels and precious metals. These bronzes were all taken from their temple shrines and buried in fine white sand to remain hidden for over 700 years until their discovery in 1965. One of the greatest archaeological discoveries of the century. This room, hidden in the recesses of one of Tanjure's smaller and more obscure temples, was full of stone idols collected from other temples and stored here. The room was then sealed and forgotten. When it was rediscovered hundreds of years later, no one knew which idol belonged where, so they have stayed here ever since. The Muslim invaders never managed to suppress the Hindu religion, only loot its treasures. Southern India shrugged off the Muslim invasion and rose again to yet more splendid heights. The heartland of southern India, with its sun-baked red earth and huge piles of granite boulders that look like they have been arranged by playful giants, could be mistaken for the surface of Mars. But amazingly, a great Indian city once flourished here, and its inhabitants looked back to the golden age of Raja Raja and built a celestial city beyond anything even Raja Raja had imagined. Centuries after Raja Raja's temples had been swallowed by the jungle, a new mysterious holy city rose on a barren plain in southern India called Vijayanagara, the City of Victory. It was founded in 1350, and within 30 years, the city was larger than any other on Earth, with a population 50 times greater than medieval London or Paris. It arose from the chaos following Raja Raja's dynasty, and its founders were determined to carry on his tradition of art and architecture. The carved granite murals created for their court show us the lifestyle of the rich and famous. The kings liked to hunt and had their acts of bravery carved for all to see. And they also liked their dancing girls. And here, Portuguese traders with their sharp, pointy beards appeared before the clean-shaven king. These Portuguese wrote about the life of the city and the lifestyle of its king. The king allowed the Portuguese traders to witness his morning routine. Every day he would drink a pint of oil and rub some more oil into his skin. Wearing only a loincloth, he would exercise with his sword and wrestle for a time with his favorite opponent. The people of Vijayanagara still carry on the tradition of wrestling. Though in the modern version, the idea is to hold your opponent up in the air for more than 3 seconds to secure a victory.